What's going on, y'all? It's Kyle on a purposeful walk. Get some exercise. Ash back there, he getting his exercise too. We on a little walkie walk, man. But I figured it was a fitting time to go into something that's kind of been bugging me. I feel like it's one of the worst viral, trendy things that has been said and has been a staple that doctors or people that aren't really understanding of how to be healthy, and they've been spreading this idea for quite some time now. And I used to be someone who, I don't want to say has agreed with it, or I've kind of helped push that message a little bit just because I didn't know better, but also I didn't actually listen to that advice myself because I was an athlete. But that thing is that all you need is 30 minutes. Sorry, I'm on a walk. It said, hopefully that sounded all right. Is that all you need is 30 minutes of physical activity every day to be healthy. It is the biggest myth of all time. 30 minutes of activity, an hour of physical activity a day. It don't matter if it's medium, high intensity. That alone is not going to give you the health outcomes that you're looking for and that you want. I was reading this book, Exercise, by Daniel Lieberman, Harvard professor. Do a lot of studies on this. And, modern society, we're super sedentary. We got chairs everywhere. A lot of desk jobs that require you to sit down for, 8 hours a day. You have your little breaks, and then you think that all you have to do is go home and get a little hour workout in, and that from there you've negated all the negative consequences, negative aspects of you sitting the rest of the day. And there'll be people that are, for the most part, seemingly physically fit. They might have muscles, they might not, have all those extra lbs on them, but that hour of exercise does not negate all the other negative health effects that will come from being sedentary for most of the day. Now, obviously see me, I'm on this walk, and that's because with how culture has evolved, we got couches, we got lounges, we got, things and ways for us to be lazy, so to say. I'm not saying that everybody's lazy, but it makes it easy to not move with all the modern luxuries that we have to be comfortable on a couch, in a chair, in a bed, and so the whole point of this is to let you know that even though you get your little workout in once a day, if you are sitting or physically inactive for most of the rest of that day, you're still going to be at a higher risk for chronic health issues, heart disease, diabetes, all these things that happen from being sedentary. And this study was done, it tested people that were super active for the hour a day, but sedentary for the most part. It tested people that were moderately active, for like workouts and stuff, but were low activity throughout the day. So not much sitting, a lot of walking, a lot of, fidgeting, a lot of moving around, jobs that required them to be more physically active. And surprising about that study is that the people who had low activity more frequently throughout the day were in a much better space health-wise, lowered all of those risks for chronic health issues compared to the person that went crazy for an hour, and it's it sucks and it's sad that that's an agenda that's been pushed. And so most people feel like, they can get away with working whatever job they're working that allows them to be super sedentary, and they feel like they can just go get their workout in, and that they're negating all these health benefits. And obviously something is better than nothing. That's a big thing. Something is always going to be better than not working out, not exercising at all. But you're not doing yourself any favors. The Lieberman went out to, I forget where, and there's a tribe in Africa that was pretty much untouched by modern technology. And this book goes on to inquire where exercise, the idea of exercise came from. Forced physical activity for potential health benefits, when generations and generations ago, our ancestors, exercise wasn't a actual thing. You got your activity from having to hunt, having to walk, having to, go find your own fruits and berries, for going to have to get your own apples. You know what I mean? And then when you were inactive, which we're evolved to be inactive as well, because that's where you replenish your energy. You exercise ring clothes. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Where you recover, your body recovers. You need your sleep. You need all these things. Sleep is super important too. That'll be a whole nother subject that we can dive into. But our ancestors didn't have to exercise. That wasn't a thing that they even knew what it was. Even when they were sedentary-ish, their inactivity looked a lot different. Yeah, they would sit down, but a lot of times it'd be in a position, a squat or a kneel or something that still required them to engage a lot of muscles to be inactive, And then sometimes they would rest too, but for the most part, it's a lot of walking. Again, low-level physical activity, a lot of walking, folding clothes, going to get water, cooking was done in a kneeled, squatted position. Again, having to engage your core, engage your legs, engage muscles. So even though they were inactive, it's not like how you and I are inactive. So I hope you guys can't hear too much traffic going by. It's a little raw, but I got the little mic in, so hopefully it sounds okay when it all drops. But their inactivity looked a lot different, So I just want to make this video. I'm someone who likes to push health and wellness benefits to anybody who's willing to listen. I'm a big fan of people being their healthiest, best self. And it's good for your mental health too, man. It's not good to be cooped up at a desk or sitting down somewhere or, whatever all day, every day. You get stir crazy, you get cabin fever, your creativity starts to slip, all because you're not doing right by your body. So I just want to make this video, man, to encourage you guys to move, to walk, and it's simple. It's simple, but I didn't say it was easy. It's not easy to find ways to purposefully be active, but it will be beneficial for you. And it is simple. A lot of people say it's easier said than done. Oh, we got some sirens coming through. I'm gonna wait for that. I'm on a busy street. Sorry, y'all. But I'm losing my train of thought. But yeah, man, I'm a big proponent of wanting you guys to do things that's going to be in you guys' best interest. That's going to be healthy. Oh, I remember what I was saying. I was talking about it not being easy, but it's simple. A lot of jobs now are set up not to allow you to be super physically active consistently throughout the day. So you got to force yourself to do it. Even if you look a little crazy, I'm lucky enough that I work remote as a systems engineer. But when I wasn't remote, I would bring bands to the office. You know, I incorporated having a standing desk, and then including a walk-in treadmill. Now, I didn't have the walk-in treadmill at the office, but that was when I was hybrid. Once I was able to go fully remote, it was a must. I sold my chair. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe that was a little extreme. But I sold my chair. I got myself a walk-in treadmill to go under my desk. So anytime that I have to stand and work, I'm also getting my steps in. Like I said, I would bring bands so I can do some squats, do some curls, do some rows, whatever. And like I said, all that stuff might become another video. Maybe I'll do a video series of how to be active at work or workouts for at work with minimal equipment. Ash back there, he might be doing his own thing. I'm over here kind of walking kind of fast as I got away from him. But that might be something in another series. But you got to be purposeful about it. You got to have to, if you got to take calls, you got to have meetings, if you have an opportunity to maybe tell your employer to have meetings outside of the office, do that. Suggest, hey, why don't we all go for a walk to have this meeting that otherwise is going to be having us sitting around a table if, no equipment is needed. That makes you feel or makes you look more like someone who is a leader and that cares about your health and well-being. And at some point, maybe in the beginning, people will look at you like you're crazy. They might laugh at you for getting up and doing some squats in the office. They might laugh at you for doing, banded rows. They might laugh at you for finding somewhere to do some push. They might laugh at you for getting up and going on a 10-minute walk. They might laugh at you for standing from your desk every 5 to 10 minutes and doing something physical activity related. But over time, they will envy you. Over time, they will then join you because at the end of the day, they want to be their healthiest version too. And you can tell them that. You can be like, hey, I'm over here trying to be healthy. I don't care what y'all are doing. I know that I want to live a healthy life. And I know that I can't do that by sitting for hours and hours and hours on end to make another company money that doesn't care about my physical health. Now, if you do have a company that does care about your physical health and you guys have, a gym, you guys have standing desks, you guys have walk-in treadmills that give you guys access to, that's a completely different story. And that's great, but you should be taking advantage of it if you do. A lot of people, my company had a nice gym that they just built and renovated inside the building, and there'd only be maybe 3 people in there at a time ever when I was in there. So a lot of people are not taking advantage of the stuff that your company does provide. So for those companies, I applaud you. But everybody else, for the most part, your companies or yourself, if you're an entrepreneur, self-employed, whatever it is that you do, you might have to implement some of these things for yourself. Get you a walk-in treadmill. I promise you, when I did my coding boot camp before I transitioned into tech, during my boot camp, it was 3-4 months long, and I was having to sit for hours and hours and hours at a time in the chair focusing on the work that I was doing. I gained a lot of weight. I lost a lot of muscle definition, and I'm a former athlete. I'm a former college baseball player, Division I, former personal trainer, still personal training, on the side too, but sports performance coach. And I wasn't practicing what I was preaching for, however many years prior. Because you can get caught up in whatever it is that you're doing. You get caught up in your job. You can get caught up in life. So again, you got to be purposeful about how you incorporate physical activity consistently throughout the day. Low level physical activity. Like I'm on this walk, you hear me breathing kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to walk, maybe 3 to 5 miles. Get a little physical activity in the day. Guys, said ancestors, our bodies were made or evolved to walk. Men around 15,000, 18,000 steps a day, about 8 miles a day. Women, usually around 6 miles a day, which is about 10 to 12,000 steps, 13,000 steps, you know? So, and I might do another video on some wearables. You got the Apple Watch tracking the walk, but tracking your steps, tracking your sleep. But yeah, do something purposefully to get yourself out and moving around, man. Got some glare back there behind us. Apologies. But there's no way for you to sit sedentary or not be purposeful and get those steps in, to not get that low level physical activity in. Yeah, it's just a little PSA. I hate that I help push that agenda that 30 minutes is all you need. I was telling my parents, I was telling people like that was, and like I said, a little bit is better than nothing. But to really see change, you got to incorporate that throughout the entire day. Damn, I dropped my phone. Y'all are getting it as raw as it gets. It's my first video that I'm gonna upload, man. So, I appreciate you guys stick with me this far, and I hope you guys continue. But yeah, continue to be physically active. Continue to get your exercise in. I'm not saying not to go to the gym. I still want you to go to the gym. I still want you to lift some weights, do some resistance training, some calisthenics. You can do some body weight stuff too. But men usually do a little bit better lifting some weights. You need some muscle on you. But yeah, 30 minutes a day is not enough. I don't care who tells you otherwise. They're lying, or they're not knowledgeable. They haven't done the research. They haven't seen the research behind it. It's not enough. It's not enough. But that's it, man. It's my little mini podcast, walking vlog. Just some thoughts that have been on my mind and have been heavy on my spirit that I feel so bad has been pushed and taught to everybody across all news outlets and social media channels. You see influencers that go and do their little workout for the day and they got a six-pack, but for the average adult, that's not enough. And most of those people are below 30. I myself am 29. I can get away with some of that stuff too. Some people have great genetics and they can get away with some stuff. But for the most part, you're not gonna get away with it. Mother Nature last laugh. Father Time gonna catch up with you. For my young people out there, that metabolism will slow down. Those sports that you played through high school and college your whole life, you won't be playing as often anymore. So you can't eat the same way, and you're not gonna be as active once you get into the real world. A lot of people have actual salary jobs and, have to go 9 to 5 and work, and physical activity isn't pushed, promoted the way it should be. It's starting to get a little bit better now, but not quite at the place where we want it to be. But yeah, that's it, man. That's all I got for you guys today. Again, I might have some more videos down the line about how to incorporate some of these things that are, minimal ways to bring things into your office, or if you're someone who likes to travel like me, bringing things and working out on the road, on hotels, on the plane. Maybe I'll drop a video series about that as well. But appreciate you guys for rocking with me. Go ahead, like and subscribe if you like what you hear. But yeah, I'm gonna come at you with the health and wellness, man. I like a lot of things, but this is something that really hits home for me. It's something that I've been passionate about my whole life. So like, follow, subscribe, man. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.